Savannah Chrisley discusses her mother Julie is writing daily letters to Todd because the two are unable to communicate in prison. Though the dust has settled from Savannah Chrisley's removal from a Southwest Airlines flight, with the company offering a different side of the story than her accounts, the reality star discussed the situation in detail to kick off the latest episode of her podcast. Things only became more intense and personal from there, as producer Aaron Dugan took over to lead the episode's discussion, which obviously addressed how things are now going for Todd and Julie Chrisley, who are both imprisoned. The daughter's most recent visit to her mother resulted in her leaving with dozens of journal-esque letters, as well as a renewed sense of displeasure over her parents being unable to communicate with one. The unlocked conversation between Dugan and Chrisley was enough that they split it into 2 episodes, with a full Chrisley life update PT, one tapping into the latter's process of splitting up weekends between the 7-hour drive to see her dad and the far shorter trip to visit her mom. Another sticking point, the complete lack of communication with her hubby. Here's how the unlocked host put it: "She actually just sent me home with 30 or 40 days worth of letters. It was just like her daily diary basically. I didn't bring them, because I'll eventually put them out, read them at some point, to give people updates on kind of how they were doing and what was going through their minds. But that's kind of one of the constant themes in all of her letters. I can't believe Savannah's having to do this. I can't believe her life's having to be put on hold. It's that." And then I don't think there's a single letter that goes by that she does not say how much she misses my dad, because they don't get to talk. I can only imagine how frustrating and distressing it would be to read the thoughts of a parent in prison who, for the first time in their life, is deprived of everyday family communication. Julie Chrisley appears to have purposefully limited the topic matter of her letters and phone conversations, at least in terms of expressly discussing her prison experience, in order to avoid causing tension with authorities reviewing those letters and phone calls. Chrisley went on to say how terrible she thinks it is that her imprisoned parents don't have the ability to speak to each other at any time. In her words, "We're almost 3 or 4 months in, and having been together almost 30 years and not going a day without speaking, to now going on 4 months is a lot. People don't talk about it, but that's the most difficult aspect. Our system is already breaking individuals, and now you're preventing communication between 2 people who have been married for over 30 years. As her followers are well aware, Savannah Chrisley has largely blamed the government at large for her parents' convictions and guilty verdicts, while still maintaining enough faith in the legal system to believe their appeals process will prove successful. And she's certainly no fan of the prison system's approach to keeping families intact. All that said, Chrisley did say that for as hard as it is to go through these things and to have read through her mom's letters, she still hasn't stopped being grateful for the judge that gave them all extra time together before they formally reported to prison in January amidst retrial efforts. As she put it, "It's all just a lot." Her letters, like I said, it was a lot to read. It was tough to see the accounts of her day and just things that she's scared of or nervous about, or just all the thoughts that go through her mind. And not having my dad there with her, that's the biggest thing, and so it's tough. But like I said, the judge that was over our case, I will forever be grateful for the 2 months that she gave us, because she could have sent them right then, but she allowed them to self-report. Barring any appeals and news of that nature, this will be the status quo for the Chrisley family for nearly 7 more years while Julie Chrisley remains jailed. Savannah teased previously that there may be a new family-centric TV show in the works that would be intended to skew more to the reality side of things, as opposed to the way uses Chrisley knows best grew increasingly more silly and comedic. New episodes of Unlocked drop Tuesdays everywhere you listen to podcasts.